And it's funny because like I had a specific message to come on and I was going to talk about it. And then I thought about my own situation and it was like, oh, maybe I'm blogging about that. It's like, no, no, no. Currently, we are lucky because in this in between time of wait and delay for housing, a local police department and fire department is helping put us in a hotel, and there is possibly a shared housing shelter situation that we might go to, though they're going to see if they can try to keep us here, which is cool because then we'd have our own space at least. We're actually at a Holiday Inn, which is very fancy. I'm used to most of like when you get a voucher, it's usually not in a very nice area. It's definitely one of those watch your car, watch your back kind of thing. But this space actually is really nice, and they have free breakfast and a pool. So my kiddos are like, woohoo! In any case, it's kind of fitting to synchronicities that I'm noticing coming about, and they're what I call upcycles. So it's some energy of stuff that we've seen before, but in a different way. And I don't know all of those ways. I am not that psychic. I am very intuitive. I'm very good with a lot of things, but I do not know all of the ways that things will play out. So, in any case, the synchronicities that I thought you guys might resonate with or notice as relevance, there's two names. It's Bonnie and Bunny. And I've seen Bunny spelt in many different ways. So, and I know Bonnie can be spelt a couple of different ways. So you apply it the way that it feels right for you. The other synchronicities are carrots, funny enough, and also Alice in Wonderland lately. It's been coming up a fair amount. And I know it's not an algorithm thing because I've not been talking about it, but what that brings to mind, especially for those of you that got on board with me a couple of years ago when I really started to, dive into this channel more, was the the motto that I've kind of kept along with me, which is embrace the absurd, because that's partly what Alice in Wonderland is all about, right? Just these absurdities, these things that can't happen but are happening kind of thing. And what I've noticed with that energy is it's one of those like a lot of times we get these messages like expect the unexpected kind of thing. And when it comes to manifesting, a lot of times, I mean, you have to be willing to embrace the absurd that, and it's funny because when I say that, for those of you that have actually practiced anything like this, it's one of those, it's not really that absurd, but you have to be able to get past your conditioning. You have to do your shadow work. You have to, get into that mindset where you recognize that you are powerful enough to manifest what it is that you desire. I mean, even my own situation is an example. Like, yeah, there's some roadblocks along the way. There's some challenges that you don't know that you're going to meet in order to manifest what you want. But like, my oldest and I talk about it a lot. Like each time that, like, say in this situation, we're waiting for our apartment from a housing organization that helps folks out here. There's been delays. There's been lots of delays. And even before that, I've been trying to get us actual housing so that we are stable in that situation. Now, in each situation that we've been in, whether it's been a tent in a yard or sleeping in the car or using someone's garage or different situations like that, each situation is something where I go into it going, okay, what can we learn from this situation? Or where is it that we're supposed to bring some light in? Or is there someone that I'm supposed to talk to that changes their lives? Because I know that, well, what they say was that one person can't change the world. Yes, you can, through ripple effects, little bit by little bit. And so I know that even though like I could just pass by someone in the hallway of the hotel, there might be a brief conversation that I have with them that might not mean a whole lot to me, but it could mean a whole lot to them. And there's been times in the past where, a chance meeting with someone at a gas station turned out to help us later on. And I was just being my kind self, or just magical me, for lack of a better way to put it. And later on I run into them and they're like, oh my gosh, you don't know how much that helped me that day, or something like that. So like, I know to embrace the absurd. Like a lot of people even my therapist is like, wow, you're taking all of this really well. And I'm like, well, because I knew from the beginning of this journey that, like, yes, it was going to be hard, and there would be challenges, but I knew that it's a life journey, it's a human experience, it's a lot more than just this, like, series of unfortunate events, for lack of a better way to call it. And I actually look at it as a series of fortunate events. And I got to that space by taking on that mantra a few years ago. Well, I would say like almost 3 years ago, of embrace the absurd, which I got when Spirit kept bringing me these synchronicities of Alice in Wonderland. So I suppose the your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to ponder, like, what part of the Alice in Wonderland story has a message for you. Maybe it's the embrace the absurd, like it was for me. Maybe it's something new. Maybe it's something else. But think about that today. And if you know anyone named Bonnie or Bunny, or as a similar derivative of those names, maybe check in with them. If that's your name, maybe reach out to me. I don't know. Either way, I hope that you are having a blessed day, and I will see you in the next video.